actually use with Lisa Benz that was once here. iBook Author, and we use it for WAUKESHA history. With WAUKESHA history, as many things in our life, we feel like there's not enough resources, because even though WAUKESHA is an amazing city, there just isn't enough books, enough websites, enough information on it. So what we did was, as this was a problem that we came up with last year, we used iBook Author on our Mac, which is similar to, like, I think Book Creator. This is something that we created as the teachers, but we created it embedding their information. So I wanted to kind of briefly kind of go through it to see if, like, there was some interest later on. It would be something that would be really appealing and applicable to different aspects and different content areas. What we did was we opened iBook Author, which is this little thing on your Mac. A little introduction, because at the end of 3rd grade we do a bus tour and take them to all these different stops and sites in WAUKESHA to teach them a little bit more. And within that then, with the wonderful help of Brian Yearling, because screenshots at the moment last year weren't even as feasible as they are now, we did a picture and embedded it, and I'll come back to that in just a little bit, embedded an image of WAUKESHA just using Google Maps. And then using the widgets, which I guess I'll go back again, I just want to kind of to show you the finished product at the end. We had like each one of our stopping points. So we had stopping point 1, 2, 3, and then once you click on it, the students were able to see their information, their inquiry process, their actual results, and were able to share that with other students that were able to look at this iBook creation. Because once I upload it to Drive, I'm able to share it with all my students, share it with other 3rd grade classrooms, and they're able to open it on their iBooks. So it'll become a book about WAUKESHA with information that was gathered throughout the year with our students, and then was embedded in here. So I'm going to go back to like how I actually created all these little points and actually put them in there. So for this part, for example, the students were able to, I had the template already done where I had the image already in here. As simple as just going up here to widgets. You just go to gallery, and then you just click on the one that you want to embed and just put it on there. That's more of just for my title page. The fun ones came later on. This is just the information that I wanted to get them on their bus tour. So then it's just the introduction again. These are all text boxes. As you can see, the gray. This is because I'm in the creation mode. Once you're done and you're actually in the iBook Author or the iBooks themselves, they won't see other than the white. But this is showing me where all of my text boxes are, and I did a text box for each particular thing that I wanted to introduce in this iBook. The fun part came here. This is where like our students were actually embedded. They didn't actually put the information in. What we did, we used a simple Google form, and in the Google form, and I'll show you one of them right now. And this is what I shared with my students. This is how I collected the information from them. So then for each particular group, as you can see, these are our group names, and then this is the particular era, and this was we embedded the links where we wanted them to find their resource so that they could find their information. And then this was the summary or what they got out of it. This was their learning points. So then these learning points I took back into iBook Author, and I embedded them into a widget. These fun widgets, which are found up here, or in the popover. There we go. Sorry. This will be like what is coming up. Notice that this little image, we just changed it to a particular image up here. So this could change to anything that we had before. We just had this little flag, so it could come up. The only thing that pops up for them is this, and then you can zoom in or zoom out to whatever you want. And then I put in their information from that Google Doc. So now I moved that around to wherever I wanted it to, and then was able to put in the information that they had acquired throughout the school year. This was at the end of the school year. This year we want to keep adding to it. So I gave credit to that particular group last year. So then this year, what it's looking like is now I'm going to be adding the WAUKESHA history eras. Working with those same widgets, I've now just added the popover to say the particular era. So on that bus ride, because they're all paying a lot of attention and we're not stopping anywhere else, and I need to fill in the air, we're going to be talking about the history of Waukesha and the inquiry process at the beginning of the school year was the eras of Waukesha, what Waukesha has gone through. That information now we're embedding here, and I'll be giving credit to the students from this school year. So at the end of the school year now, we'll be going through this bus tour, and now class of 2015-2016 and class of 2016-2017 will be creating this wonderful book that we can upload to Google Drive, and through Google Drive then send it to all third graders that could potentially use this throughout in the district. And because we don't have books on Waukesha and we can even embed video for it, it's going to be something that we find they're really interested in, they're even more invested in it, and as they're going on the bus ride, and the other third grade classroom that wasn't a part of this at that time, they're sharing and they're saying, yeah, and I read about this, and in this resource, and I was able to remember this part, and they're almost the experts, instead of me being the only, or in this case, Mrs. Benz being the only tour guide, they're also a part of our tour. They're actually more actively engaged and actively involved in the tour itself. Is that my time? Okay, and that was iBook Author.